Chicago, the Windy City, the city of steel towers, the city of deep dish pizza, old mafia, and basketball legends. But that's only a postcard, a frozen snapshot, an illusion that sells plane tickets. Chicago in 2025 is not that. It has another face, one never printed on postcards, never packaged into sightseeing tours. And today, you'll see that face. What is a postcard? A snapshot, a framed memory. It shows off, it sells, but it conceals. Sociologists call this phenomenon city branding, a city reduced to a handful of symbols. New York is the Statue of Liberty, Paris is the Eiffel Tower, Tokyo is Shibuya. Chicago, the Willis Tower, the Bean, deep dish pizza. But branding is not truth. It's only a mask, an urban disguise. The real Chicago is not in the postcard. It lives in the spaces between the photos. It breathes in the streets no one captures. It beats in the hearts of communities that live, love, and create every day. A postcard is a frozen memory, but a city is memory in motion. Chicago 2025, more than 2.7 million residents, of which 1.7 million are immigrants or children of immigrants. 1 in 3 speaks a language other than English at home. This circulation keeps the city in constant transformation. Michigan Avenue, State Street, Lakeshore Drive, the arteries. Neighborhoods like Bronzeville and Pilsen, the cultural cells, where community DNA lives and regenerates. Smart city projects, with sensor-driven traffic lights and AI air quality monitors, the nervous system. And the people, they are the stem cells. A Mexican immigrant opening a bakery, an African-American artist turning a warehouse into a studio, an Indian engineer building a logistics app. Every day, they regenerate Chicago's skin. Chicago is not a map. It is a giant organism. It aches when jobs disappear. It heals when artists rebuild a stage. It breathes through green rooftops. It dreams in the jazz notes echoing underground. This city, like a human being, never stands still. There are 2 Chicagos. One, the advertised Chicago, Michelin-starred restaurants, light festivals, grand museums, a glittering skyline. And the other, the quiet Chicago, a dive bar where the bartender knows your name, no Google needed, a rooftop garden in South Loop, where elders and students plant tomatoes side by side, a small, unmarked room where a young coder teaches black kids Python for free. A gray brick wall that through AR transforms into a living mural of migrants crossing oceans. Glamour is the surface. Silence is the soul. Every city has 2 faces, but Chicago in 2025 is letting its quiet face rise to tell the stories postcards never could. This is not a travel video, not a top 10 places to visit. This is the bloodstream map of a city. We will go from to streets alive with AR like memories resurrected. This is not a postcard, this is the real Chicago, the unseen Chicago. If you believe Chicago is only skylines and pizza, stay. Let us take you through alleys Google Maps won't highlight. Taste flavors no guidebook ever lists. Sit and listen to a saxophone in an unnamed basement. Because in the end, this is not just Chicago's story. It is the story of every city, and the story of you searching for a place to belong. Chicago, a mega city, but in 2025, its strongest heartbeat is no longer echoing in downtown, no longer hiding in the shadow of glass towers. It's pulsing in the small streets, micro neighborhoods, tiny districts, a few blocks, a single street, a corner cafe, are creating waves of change far bigger than their size. They are seeds sprouting in the concrete forest, and they are rewriting the future of Chicago. Bronzeville, the cultural heart of Black Chicago. A century ago, it echoed with jazz, gospel, and the spirit of a Chicago version of the Harlem Renaissance. But after decades of economic decline, Bronzeville sank into darkness, abandoned homes, scattered communities. Now in 2025, Bronzeville is back. not with casinos or Starbucks chains, but with art and technology. Bronzeville is like a jazz tune, once silent, then suddenly alive. Not repeating old melodies, but improvising with a new era. Old trumpet riffs now blend with keyboard clicks. Old brick walls now glow with AR light. This is not a comeback, it is a rebirth. Pilsen was once a Mexican neighborhood, filled with colorful murals and taco joints. But in 2025, Pilsen has transformed into a global food laboratory. Here, chefs don't just cook, they converse, they fuse, they tell stories with flavor. Food in Pilsen is no longer just a meal, it is a language. A taco can speak two tongues, Spanish and Yoruba. A bowl of vegan soup tells the story of the earth and a sustainable future. In every flavor, you taste the fusion of history and hope. This is how Pilsen rewrites Chicago, not with concrete, but with taste. South Loop. Everyone thinks it's only concrete, skyscrapers, and cold offices, but hidden within are secret gardens. In the concrete jungle, gardens are lungs. But in Chicago, gardens are also memory. Elders plant vegetables to remember their rural roots. Young people sow seeds as acts of faith in a sustainable city. Each tomato, each mint leaf, a gentle resistance against steel and glass. South Loop is not just growing gardens, it's growing hope. Bronzeville, Pilsen, South Loop. 3 micro neighborhoods, 3 small cells, but together, they are rewriting the DNA of Chicago. This is not just gentrification, this is... Micro neighborhoods are not exceptions. They are pioneers. And Chicago in 2025 is the city of these micro neighborhoods. We've just seen micro neighborhoods where art, food, and nature rewrite Chicago. But the question is, what allows these seeds to spread? The answer is technology. From living AR walls, from hyperlocal delivery ecosystems, from smart city infrastructure woven into every alley. In a city once defined by jazz, blues, and graffiti, the fusion of art with technology is more than just a visual thrill. It's how Chicago is rewriting its collective memory. According to the Chicago Creative Cities Index 2025, 64% of young people, 18 to 35, say they feel more connected to the city when engaging with AR art. 72% of first-generation immigrants report that AR murals make them feel their identities are recognized. The artwork can shift language depending on the viewer's device: Spanish, Vietnamese, Polish. A study by the Urban Psychology Lab shows exposure to AR street art reduces feelings of urban isolation among youth by 18%. A modern city is often numb, steel, concrete, glass. But when an old brick wall bursts into virtual jazz, when graffiti begins to sing, we realize technology doesn't erase memory, it multiplies it. Each AR mural is a time gate, where new immigrants can step into the neighborhood's history, and longtime Chicagoans can see the future being painted onto familiar bricks. Chicago Urban Logistics Report 2025. 200-plus hyper-local startups have emerged in just 3 years. Average revenue growth, 18% per year. Each network serves a radius under 3 kilometers. Emission reductions. Replacing trucks with bikes cut 14,000 tons of CO2 annually. South Loop reports a 22% drop in traffic-related emissions since adopting micro-delivery. Community sociology. 81% of residents say they feel safer buying from familiar bikers rather than faceless apps. 65% of small shops say micro-delivery kept them alive through the 2023-2024 economic crisis, when big platforms raised service fees. If Amazon is the continent-spanning artery, then micro-delivery is the capillary feeding each cell. Chicago in 2025 teaches us this. The health of a city doesn't flow from highways, but from alleys. From the way a hot coffee can reach your hand by bicycle without polluting the air you breathe. Technology here is not just serving convenience, it is restoring humanity to the urban economy. Adaptive traffic system. 28% less congestion in downtown rush hours. Saves commuters an average of 22 minutes per day. Air quality sensors. 1,500 installed city-wide. Data is public, inspiring 12 artists to create art-driven data murals that change color with AQI levels. IoT waste management. Smart city. It sounds like a promise, but every promise carries a shadow. Technology lights up alleys, but it also lights up us. It helps the city breathe smoother, but it also measures each heartbeat. A smart city or a surveilled city? Data angel or specter of control? Chicago offers no answer. It leaves us inside the paradox, where light and shadow blur into one. Humans once wore armor for protection. Cities once wore concrete and steel to endure. But now Chicago wears another skin, a skin of data. Every wall holds AR, every alley has a delivery biker, every lamppost listens to the air. This skin is both soft and hard. It nurtures, and it can tighten. The question is not, what will technology turn Chicago into? The question is, we, its fragile residents, how will we learn to live within this new skin? A city with a heartbeat. Do you hear it? Not the cars, not the wind off Lake Michigan. It's the heartbeat of a city. Chicago doesn't live on steel, glass, and technology alone. It lives on community memory, on music rising from basements, on glances exchanged in old bars, on hands teaching each other to grow vegetables, to code, to play music. This is the Chicago you don't see on postcards. This is the Chicago that beats in rhythm with its people. In 2025, Chicago hosts more than 340 small-scale, unofficial music spaces, hidden in warehouses, old cafes, even abandoned churches. Chicago Cultural Alliance survey, 62% of young artists say they can't afford big stages, so they turn to alternative spaces. These spaces generate diversity, experimental jazz, indie rock, Afro-Latin electronic fusions. Kofi brought drum rhythms from Accra to Chicago, but he doesn't replicate them. He merges them with American bass lines, with Chicago saxophone, creating something no one can quite name. Here there is no main stage side audience, everyone stands close. The city erases boundaries. The data, 47% of underground showgoers say they feel freer, and 39% say they find a new family. Music isn't just sound, it's social glue. Kofi sharing. Every drum beat is a heartbeat. Every performance, I feel Chicago breathing with me. Here I'm not an immigrant, I'm a musician, that's all. An underground venue is both tomb and womb. It buries the old, but births the new. In the darkness of a basement, Chicago discovers the light of cultural futures. By 2025, Chicago counts over 180 pop-up hubs, self-organized spaces where residents share skills for weeks or months. Topics: Python coding, urban farming, electronic music production, pottery, screenwriting. DePaul University study. 74% of participants report increased social connection, and 52% say job opportunities improved after joining. Lynn isn't a professor, she's just a third-year student, but here, she is the teacher for learners aged 40-60. They study code not to get rich, but to understand the world their children live in. In return, Lynn learns from them how to grow vegetables in a concrete yard, how to fix an old bike. Knowledge flows both ways. This is knowledge without a ticket price. This is knowledge like rainwater spreading across sidewalks. Lynn sharing. At school, I learned from books. Here I learn from eyes, from hands, from silence. Chicago teaches me that knowledge doesn't stay in classrooms. It lives in the streets. Each hub is like a temporary spark, but when sparks connect, they form a constellation. And when you look up at Chicago's sky, you see, knowledge itself can become a galaxy of community. From 2010 to 2025, the number of classic dive bars dropped 35%, driven out by gentrification and rising rents. Yet, a rebirth emerged. Old bars preserved their grit but added new layers. Vinyl nights, sustainable cocktails, visual art. Chicago Reader Survey. 58% of young people say they prefer dive bars because they feel more real than luxury rooftops. Eddie's hasn't changed its skin, but inside it has become a place where memory and modernity share a drink. A 70-year-old man still sits with his $3 beer, but beside him, young artists listen to ambient vinyl. This is coexistence. The past isn't erased, it's remixed. And in that remix, Chicago finds a new identity. Eddie, 62, bar owner. My bar survives because I let it grow old, but not die. Just like Chicago, it's wrinkled but still knows how to dance. A dive bar doesn't just sell liquor. It sells memory diluted with the present. It is where time itself sits down and pours a drink. Chicago 2025 may have smart cities, AR, futuristic infrastructure, but its heartbeat isn't silicon. It's community. Music from basements, knowledge shared on the streets, dive bars keeping memory alive. This is a heartbeat you can't download. This is the real Chicago, running not on electricity, but on people. The shadow and the dream. Chicago has always lived on the edge of two forces, the weight of the past and the shimmer of the future. Look closely at 2025. You'll see the city is not standing still. It is experimenting, stumbling, rebirthing. The future here is not distant science fiction. It exists on every street you walk. In 2025, Chicago launched 12 community autonomous shuttle lines in Bronzeville, Hyde Park, and South Loop. Ridership grew 27% above projections, cutting private car use in pilot zones by 18%. CO2 emissions dropped 11% along corridors where shuttles operate. The Blue Water Transit Project uses the Chicago Canal and small rivers to pilot electric mini-boats, estimated to carry 9,000 passengers per day. Elena, I feel like I belong to a city that cares. I'm not wealthy, but I can travel safely. That's the humanity of technology. Every vehicle carries more than people. It carries trust. When a city finds a way to bring you home safe, that isn't just transport, it's kindness made into policy. Sustainable mobility isn't only about being green, it's the bridge of trust between a city and its citizens. 42 old factories on Chicago's west side are under transformation. 11 vertical farms. 9 immersive art centers. 6 affordable co-working and tech hubs. The adaptive reuse economy created 8,400 new jobs in just 3 years. Research from the Urban Institute shows repurposing old industrial spaces reduces carbon costs by... Each old brick is like a memory. Instead of demolition, the city lets memory sprout. Adaptive reuse isn't just about saving money. It is philosophy. Nothing is ever truly waste, not even a city. In 2025, Chicago installed over 2,300 air quality sensors. The data is not only for science, but also translated into public art. Example, in South Loop, an LED wall shifts colors by the minute with air quality. When PM 2.5 pollution drops, it glows blue. When it rises, it turns red. Research from MIT Media Lab. 63% of residents interacting with art infrastructure report greater environmental awareness compared to reading raw data reports. Children don't need charts. They see the sky in the colors of a wall. Here, data isn't just numbers. It's art. It's emotion. A smart city isn't one with the most chips. It's one that turns data into shared memory, transforms sterile metrics into public poetry. When you walk past that wall, you don't just see colors. You see the breath of the city. Every city grows old, but Chicago has chosen to age differently. It doesn't erase its wrinkles, it writes jazz upon them. The future doesn't arrive by demolition, but by reconciliation, between technology and memory, between people and data, between dreams and reality. Chicago 2025 isn't perfect, but it is alive. It experiments, it stumbles, it rises, and in that imperfection, it becomes vibrant. You've seen Chicago 2025, not as a postcard, not as a slogan. You've seen the city as a living body, as an unfinished book. The only question is, will you read it from afar, or step in and write a line of your own? Chicago waits for no one. It evolves every day. And if you truly want to understand, come, walk, find the corners untold. Because every step you take will also become a piece of this heartbeat. You've just walked with me through a hidden corner of the world, but this journey has no final stop. Every city, every street, every person is a story waiting to be told. Don't just look, feel. Don't just listen, step inside. And remember, the world is not a map, but a heartbeat, pulsing, surprising, ever-changing. This is Around the Globe PHU, where we don't travel by footsteps, but through the depth of our gaze, our heart, and our mind. If you're ready for the next journey, stay, because what is unseen is always more alluring than what is already known.